What's poppin', sports fans? Welcome back to the IFF If and Only If Sports YouTube channel. My name is Jared, and I'm joined by Ken and Jordan. And IFF
Yo,
is
how's
your
it going?
one-stop hub for all things sports, including analysis, predictions, news, highlights, skits, memes, challenges, and all that. Subscribe down below and follow us on the links in the description on Instagram and Twitter so you don't miss out on anything. Today, we're going to be going over some of the many options that the NBA has in terms of resuming the season when they do decide to do that. So the first option we're going to go over is just resuming the season as normal, and just it ends up ending later. Just simply you come back whenever you come back, play all the regular season games, go through all the playoffs, and it just ends later. Like that's one option. What do you guys think
Yep.
about that?
I personally like that idea if they do it so that the season starts in December now, right after Christmas. Like, because of the fact that the NBA just can't compete with the NFL when it's at the peak, like mid-season. It just can't.
Yeah.
So I think starting it later and just keeping that schedule of starting Christmas, ending like late August, maybe early September, I think that's perfect for the NBA.
Mm-hmm. So they've been talking about trying to start it in December, the season in December. But I saw Paul Pierce, I think, and it might have been Paul Pierce and T-Mac or somebody. I think it was T-Mac for sure, and somebody else. And they were talking about how the NBA, how they always had the summers off, and that's what they really enjoed about it. So then moving it that way, you would be playing through the summer.
That makes sense.
That's like a thing, because like I would assume like that would be something more like that the players would have to vote on. I feel like.
Yeah.
Wanting to do that. Like I feel like there would be a lot of pissed off players that get their summer taken away now. If the
I completely
NBA
see
just
that.
decided to do that without like consulting them about it.
No,
or
that
giving
makes
them
sense.
An opinion.
Obviously, there would
Yeah,
have to be a vote and shit about it, but
Yeah.
to me, it just from a fan's perspective, I want to watch NFL and then watch NBA,
Yeah,
and then
I
I want to
agree.
watch, and then like I can watch some like postseason baseball and stuff like that, and that just makes sense to me.
Yeah, so like there's good like sports going all throughout the year. You don't want to overlap anything.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have a down period, right?
Yep, exactly. And even I think hockey's a little like hockey right now. I feel like they have the Stanley Cup Finals right during the NBA, like either right before or somewhere around there. So that would just make sense. You have the Stanley Cup Finals and then you have the NBA Finals, which would make sense.
Yeah, like that's something that Adam Silver was talking about. Also, in the terms you kind of have to coordinate with the major networks in that way as well, just to like because if all the leagues got on the same page and were like, all right, everybody's gonna have their own season, like where their peak value is not interrupted by any other league or any other like peak value in another league intersection, because then it just takes away from both leagues and doesn't make sense for everybody.
How are they gonna redo the contracts too? Like when are they gonna set all that stuff out?
Well, yeah, that's obviously it's not an easy process. It's something that would take a while, and it would But the coronavirus is allowing us to think about that now in terms of resetting it, where like if you wanted to reset it, without the coronavirus, you'd have to like take a good amount off, or you'd have to like have a short off season to get it to reset. But with this, you're having a mandatory break, which allows you to think about resetting it. That's just that.
The next idea the NBA has come up with was just skip the rest of the season and just go straight into the playoffs.
For me, that one is like the one I want to see least. Because I don't want to see just going to the playoffs. One, you definitely need the warm up games. I feel like if you get rid of the majority of the regular season, play like maybe like the next like 5 or 10 games on the schedule.
I completely agree with that.
Like instead of the next, I think it's 30. I think they're at 52 games. So like
something
20,
like that.
Yeah, so it's like 20 or 30 games. I mean, it's 30 games left. And it's 82 games.
No, there's 20 games left.
20?
There's 20 games left. Yeah.
But it's an 82 game season.
Yeah, but the Lakers are at 49-14.
Okay, whatever the amount is, just like play 5 or 10 of those.
Yeah.
Right. Don't play the whole thing. Give them a runway to go into the playoffs, and then just do the playoffs as normal. I don't want to see it, and that also gives a couple teams, like if the Pelicans want to get to the 8th seed, they got to go 10-0 and hope somebody else goes like 0-10. Like I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but like you'd have to have like you still have a little bit of competition for that final spot. Give everybody a runway into the playoffs,
and get the
that
rust
would be
off the
that.
knees too.
Yeah.
Which I agree with Jared.
Yeah.
Kind of half the games have like 10, 12 games, and then go into playoffs, but an alternate playoffs, which we talk about in a different video.
Okay.
All right.
Which
So the
I
next
think
idea.
of the
Oh.
game.
Go ahead.
So the next
Yeah, go.
idea that the NBA has come up with was just do best of 5 series. But personally, for me, I think they should do a best of 5 series. We're talking about the playoffs, sorry, but just a best of 5 series for the first round and maybe the second round, maybe the semifinals. But the conference finals and the finals, I think, have to be 7-game series.
Yeah.
Just by the way it has historically been in where, like you had the Cavs coming back from a 3-1 deficit. It can happen. It's rare, but it can.
At least the
we've seen it
finals. For
happen
sure, the
before.
finals need to
The
be a
finals
7-game,
has to be 7
100%.
games,
The
yeah.
conference finals
Yeah.
probably should be, but
It's a trademark of the NBA.
Yeah, and I don't think the 5-game series, like if you're short in a 5-game series, what you're taking off like 4 total days because the days in between. What is it like? What it would be like 3 or 4, maybe 5 days
Probably
in terms
not
of
that many.
schedule. So like for that one series, so it's like how much time does that really save you? Is it even like like getting rid of those 2 games to like shorten the season by like a total of maybe like 10 days? Like
Exactly.
it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I feel like that
One way I feel like they could reduce that would be if they wanted to do best of 7 series, do 5 games of the regular season left, and then just do best of 7 games. And then what I think they could do is play 10 games and then do best of 5 series for the first round and the second round, and then Western Conference Finals or the conference finals and the finals they do best of 7 series.
Yeah, there's certainly a way.
That would be perfect.
Yeah, there's certainly a way that you could combine a lot of these ideas to make the best for everybody, but just individually, I don't the 5 series just shortening to 5 doesn't make too much sense to me. I don't think.
Yeah.
All right, so number 3 or 4, I guess fourth option, would be a play-in tournament for the seasons for that final or for the teams in that final 8 spot. So with the Pelicans, Kings, Grizzlies, Trailblazers. So you'd have like a four. I don't know how you would like exactly set it up, or maybe you add a 5th team in there. I don't know how that works, but you would just make some sort of tournament, and the winner of that tournament gets that 8th seed.
You could do like a Final Four bracket for each.
That one just doesn't make sense to me. So that one just doesn't make sense to me because I know Zion that's just favoring the Pelicans, I feel like. You know what I mean? Where it's just like you want to see the Pelicans in the playoffs and then the top rated seeds and stuff like that, they're not getting any rust off their legs while this 8 seed is getting, you're more likely to see an upset of an 8-1 just because of the fact that the 8 seed has played potentially 2 extra games.
Yeah.
Whereas the 1 seed is going straight into it first time playoff basketball.
Yeah,
that
it would
just doesn't make sense.
It would be unfair to the Grizzlies who are in the 8th spot right now, who
Exactly,
have earned that 8th spot up to this point in the season. And if you just went and then they're like, oh well, you're not in the playoff, you have to play now to get into the playoffs when you'd already would have been in the playoffs. That would cause a lot of controversy, I feel like. But then ratings wise, everybody would be like, yes, Zion has the opportunity to be in the playoffs. Like, and if Zion was in the playoffs and the Pelicans are in the playoffs, ratings-wise, that's boosted a lot because then you get a Pelicans-Lakers matchup.
But that's just unfair to every Memphis Grizzly fan.
Yeah, it's unfair to a lot of people. But for ratings, I could see why people would, for money and revenue and ads, that would be something that a lot of people would like to see. Because then you get Zion and LeBron in the best of 5 or best of 7 or whatever it would be. And that would be... I would like to see that. Like, I would rather see that.
Of course,
than the Grizzlies,
I would love to see that
but
too.
It would be unfair to the competitors of the game for that, for sure.
Okay, so our last and final option would be just to completely cancel the series, which I know nobody wants to see, but it is a conversation that we do have to have, given the current situation.
Yeah, imagine this goes until they can't resume play until like September or like August or something. At that point, does it even make sense to come back and play playoffs? Like, you kind of just have to cut the season. Cut the losses there and start over.
Yeah.
Like if you go into because like they said it could go through the summer. So the summer is September still considered the summer?
Yeah.
So I think so.
The back end.
I think so, right? So like say it goes into September. Say you go into August, September. Then if you just cut the season there and then you restart on Christmas, fresh season.
And then obviously you would have to. It would be the way. like the NCAA released their top 25 power rankings, even though there's going to be no more games, and the Kansas Jayhawks were ranked number 1, and they were talking about just giving them like the championship's name.
Yeah, there's no way that would go over in the NBA though.
But the head coach was even like, listen, if they even did that, like I'd be the first person to say like there's an asterisk next to that.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
And they could do the same thing with the Bucks too, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah, because if you gave it to the Bucks, like no, like that's not gonna sit well with like half
exactly.
the
And
country.
we've already seen the fact that just being the number 1 seed and having one of the best records in the NBA doesn't always mean that you're the best team because look at the 73-win Warriors team. That's the perfect example of it, and they lost 3-1 in the finals to LeBron. So
yeah, there's a lot of teams in the NBA right now that can knock off the top seed. I'd say the Rockets could do it. Rockets could beat the Bucks. I feel like the Rockets, if they're playing at their highest, could beat any team.
That one I gotta disagree with you on because there's no who's gonna stop Giannis. Okay, the Sixers maybe, but
yeah, imagine Giannis and Brook Lopez
Giannis?
Bullying PJ Tucker. Like, are you kidding me?
Oh my god, it'd be
like Giannis's nuts would be
brutal.
all over that man's forehead the whole game.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like it wouldn't be close.
And that's a conversation for a different video,
sure.
but obviously it sucks that we're even having this conversation, but it is one that we do have to have.
Yeah.
But those are most of the options that we do have. And does anybody else want to make any other points?
I think we're good.
I'm just saying it's a good possibility. Like, who knows what can happen right now? It's a weird time for everyone.
Exactly.
It's never happened before, so everything that's gonna happen is new. I guess it's like unprecedented. Like everybody's saying in this unprecedented time, nobody knows what's gonna happen. Because nobody's been through it before.
Exactly.
But, so. Yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. That wraps it up. Comment down below if you want to see any other kind of videos from us. Any suggestions work for us. We're just super bored. So anything you guys want us to record, just like drop a comment. Also, give a thumbs up. Go ahead, Jordan. You have something to say?
And obviously, one thing that we do want to emphasize, just realize we're not at college or anything like that. So we just want to make sure we want to pass along the message, social distance the best you can. We want to get sports back as soon as possible.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, we need sports back. Stay inside. Please stay inside. Like, don't go outside.
Like, I'm in New York right now. I have to go back to Virginia.
Stay inside and watch our videos and subscribe and comment for more videos, okay? We'll put them out for you. We'll put out whatever you guys want if you stay inside and we get sports back faster. That's all we want.
Exactly.
And also follow us on social medias. And interact with us on there if you want to. But,
yes, please do.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Thank you guys.